You're listening to the Rogers Sporting Goods Podcast with Patrick Fisher,
Chandler Smith,
and Josh from Outdoor Limits.
In this podcast, we'll touch on everything from gear to ducks to deer, turkey, and fishing. From field to table, let's dive in.
It's March 22nd for the day we're recording this podcast, but it's when this releases, it's not March 22nd.
It's been flying by.
Yeah.
It's like season just ended. At least it feels like it.
Well, for you, but I'm tired of all this ups and down cold weather. I'm ready to get out on the water.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And the wind, we get a nice day, but it's too windy to take the boat out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we were looking at that Monday. Monday I was like, ooh, might be able to get the boat out in the water. Like, I'm talking for me, it'd be a kayak. Mm-hmm. You know, a buddy of mine was, hey, we can get the kayaks out. And I was like, look at the wind. You know,
30 miles an hour out of the south.
You don't want to mess around with that on the water with the kayak. But
is it a sit on top?
Yeah, it's a new canoe Frontier 12. It's a pretty beefy kayak, sit on top. You can do a lot with it. It's kind of a workhorse.
It'll handle that. Fishing would just be miserable.
Oh yeah, it's like it'll handle some of that, but it's just not fun to fish like that. But I mean, the thing I wanna fulfill the whole pack out a deer on that kayak one day.
That'd be cool.
That's what one of the dreams on it. And I want to spot turkeys or shot gobble turkeys from it as well. So there's a lot of
like do some backwater stuff where you're
I tried that last year.
Yeah.
Locating them from the
find an access, whatever, a little access road, drop the thing in there, pitch black.
My neighbor used to
crawl up the
take
skinny
his
water
little boat. It was a little, small 10-foot boat or whatever, but same concept. But he would always go deer hunting up at Smithville on that thing.
Yep, I want to do that. And
just get into the spots where no one goes.
I didn't plan on talking about this, but I'm in the process right now of figuring out live scope. I actually have to do another update on my unit. So I'm going to put live scope on the kayak, which is kind of overkill, but it's going to be fun. And then I'm mounting a spot lock trolling motor to the front of it. So I can hit a button and say, stay put, and sit there and fish crappie with the live scope until I don't want to fish crappie anymore.
And you're sitting down the whole time. There's no standing up in this.
I can stand up in mine, yeah. But I actually, last year was my first full year on the fishing season, and I got really comfortable with fishing from a sitting location or from a sitting position and didn't have any problems. And I was able to, just move the boat around a little bit more as I was fishing when from a sitting position. Once you're standing, you're kind of, if you want to make a paddle move, you're kind of SOL there. But this year going to have a digital remote controlled trolling motor with spot lock and all that good stuff. But
that's hardcore.
Yeah, just a little niche there. And then I'm eventually going to mount a Goosebuster to it. Goosebuster XL layout blind to the top of it.
I want to see that.
Just have it.
So this new canoe's got like a ton of tracks on it, T-tracks. So you can mount everything and anything to this thing.
Gotcha.
So it's basically like John boats have track systems in them, like little T-tracks on the railing. Mm-hmm. So you can mount, some rod holders or whatever you want to mount in there. And the kayak's the same way. And I have some ideas of like mounting the aluminum piping. I'm going to have to cut out the bottom of a Goosebuster blind and then mount the poles to the T-track system.
Yeah.
And potentially use I have a bottom lane Millennium chair on the kayak, so I can just keep that chair in there potentially. Or maybe not. I'll take it out. I don't know yet. Depends on if I want to use like the headrest and the sling chair. All right.
That's not me.
We just went off on a tangent there.
Yep.
Josh, what'd you do last week?
I went snow goose hunting. It was pretty fun. I'm not a big snow goose guy myself. Still haven't had that one hunt that makes me feel like I love snow goose hunting.
Like the huge spin and the birds falling everywhere.
It seems like every time I go snow goose hunting, it doesn't matter who I go with because I'm not doing it by myself. I'm going with people who have the whole setup and have the spots. I'm just kind of tagging along. But every time I go, it's like, well, that was fun, but it wasn't like the big spins and loud noises and shooting 500 birds in a day. But still, it was a good time. Got to work the dog, hang out with friends.
Where was that at?
I was in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah, we hunted out of a pit blind.
I've never done. I went one time. Up by Mound. Maybe I was in high school or something, and
Yeah.
we got like one snow goose.
Really? Me and Josh went last year teamed up with the FA Last Pass episode, and we went up here to Missouri. We did like another one of those days where it's
7
like,
to 10.
Yeah, 7 to 10 birds. You see a lot, and you got to see a lot laying in the field next to you, but
That was a brutal day. That was a long day.
that was a full day of hunting too.
I always tell everybody, I don't mind going if I get invited. I just want to show up.
You don't want to put out 1,500 socks?
I don't know. I'm lazy, I guess, but
You
I
would
don't
have
want
liked
to
to
take
set
part
up.
in the 1,500 decoys, put them out, take them down.
See,
Well-
you would have liked what we did because we were hunting a permanent spread with a pit blind.
Yeah, show up,
Show up,
spreads
get in.
out, get in the blind,
Yep.
turn on the e-collars.
And that's definitely possible for any waterfowl hunter out there. I mean, there's these permanent spreads or these guys doing these guided trips. You just kind of
It's all about the location.
X amount of dollars per gun, and you go out there and you have a blast. And you're not usually setting up. Now there is the hardcore guys that are doing their own snow spreads, and those guys are
Chasing feeds.
a different breed of their own, man. But
Man, it's a lot of work
yeah,
to do that many. And you're putting them out the day before,
the night before,
the night before.
Doing it all in the dark to get a couple hours of sleep.
And
Barely
sometimes
getting
they
enough sleep.
don't. And you're not really. I don't know of anybody putting a big spread up like that for a day.
No, they typically put
They
it out
stay
there.
up for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
they might have to shift it around depending on what the birds do.
Yeah.
But Josh, you're in Nebraska though,
Mm-hmm.
so that was in March, and it was kind of cold, wasn't it?
Dude, it was freezing. Like, it was, I think, 25 degrees the first morning. So I was layered up good.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
not expecting that when I was packing for the trip until I looked at the weather. I'm like, oh, I need to put some actual
Insulation,
insulation in
cold
my
gear.
bag.
some base layers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. If you've ever packed for a trip where the weather is kind of 60 degrees to 25 degrees, your bag gets pretty full of
Yeah,
stuff.
you don't know what.
You don't know what you're
Right.
going to need.
Yeah,
But, yeah, most of the trip I was wearing the Tough Man Snow Goose bibs
Suit.
and jacket.
those are pretty popular at the store, aren't they?
Yeah.
The bibs are.
Yeah. Because that was the newest one. Like we
The
had
nicer
the
one.
original, like
We had the Tyvek
the
one,
Tyvek style, and then
Which
we
is
came
like
out
a-
with the nice like bibs jacket.
yeah, the
setup.
windproof grid fleece
Yeah.
jacket and
Yes.
bib setup. Yeah, that's what Josh was wearing.
I have a lot of people buy that jacket for their everyday wear.
I know. That's what I've heard.
Like,
that it's like, hey, I'm just gonna
You
wear this for
keep it clean, but it's
casual white jacket.
yeah,
I
it's a
can't
nice
I can't wear
jacket.
mine casually anymore.
No, you probably have
Yeah, and
blood and
blood stains,
dirt
dirt
on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was a good time though. I mean, we didn't get the big spins, but we got a lot of smaller groups to kind of come in.
Yeah.
So we watched thousands just flying high coming over us. And the wind was never really in our favor until the last 2 days of the trip. And, you know, the spread was really set up for a south wind, but we had a north wind.
Oh yeah, because of that front. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that made it a little bit difficult, but we adapted and we got some groups to commit. But yeah, it was just a lot of, 2 to 10 packs that would kind of give it up to us. But even then, it wasn't great decoying action. Like, you could tell that these birds are smart. They've been hunted, and
They just
they
hovering.
kind of know what's up, and they've been around for a long time. Like, there wasn't the guys I was with. They were saying they haven't really seen new birds in a month. They've been hunting the same ones for so long because it's been cold. There hasn't been south winds and warm weather pushing new birds into the area.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I mean, we were consistently shooting. At the first 2 days, we shot 19 both days,
Wow.
and then I think a couple 10 to 20s.
Yeah.
We used to get a lot of guides that would come into the store. for like they'd be going up to Mound.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of the area everybody goes.
Yeah, we were driving through Mound on our way up there, and we passed like 4 snow goose spreads on the side of the interstate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I've-
within 3 miles.
I don't know. Is there less birds now in that area? Snows?
I
I
doubt
wouldn't.
it.
Like
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I think they're.
Or
We'll
maybe
be-
maybe they have big enough spreads now. I don't see them as much.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there was when we did that podcast with Jeff Watt. I felt like there
Yeah.
was. I don't know how many snow geese were on Los Bluffs or that.
Every
It was a
time
ton.
every
Millions.
time I hear snow geese, all I think about is taking off at a KCI and Sonia looking out the window, going, "Oh, look, Pat, look at all those snow geese." This is not what I wanted to hear.
Not what you want to hear.
Was thousands of snow geese
Right by the
as we're
airport.
taking off out
Yeah.
of the airport.
You don't want to.
I didn't want a Sully.
You don't want to. You don't want to solely land in Missouri River. A little bird strike action.
No. It's like, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Shut the
Jeez.
window.
Yep. But I feel like this is the hardest time of year for a sportsman. Would you agree?
I'm definitely restless.
It does get restless, and I haven't picked up the things you can do to like coyotes.
You're not tying flies in your basement?
Rabbit hunting.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
rabbit
rabbits,
hunting
yeah.
and coyotes, especially now this nighttime and these thermals, these, you know, people are using, and I haven't picked up that stuff to, you know, mix in between ending, you know, Canada's and late season bow hunting
Yeah.
before we get to spring turkey and fishing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I suppose I need to pick up a couple more hobbies.
I don't know.
Need more gear, honey.
But I mean, March in general, for me, it's hard to go fishing until
Too cold to fish.
I mean, you're windy or just rainy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the weather's all over the place in March, and I'm just struggling to
Yeah.
get out there.
There's
No,
really
I mean,
mean-
I'm a casual fisherman. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're the hardcore
If you're the hardcore guy,
you're
yeah,
out
you-
there
yeah.
already. The tournament schedule started. And,
Yeah, you layered
and you're
up.
doing
You got
it,
your suits on, your wind and waterproof suits with base layers
Yeah.
underneath, and you're out there throwing a jerk bait or a Bama rig, pounding the waters.
and a
you
lot
know?
of guys are putting on the miles doing
Yeah.
the rabbit hunting. The gentleman's name that comes into the store, I was just talking to him, Bill, maybe, or
we got
Bob.
Bill or Bob,
Bob.
the rabbit guy.
It's Bob.
Okay.
Yeah, the rabbit guy. Like he's hard. I mean, runs the Beagles and
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
he puts on a lot of miles. And I'm like, how many did
Shooting
you
rabbits?
get this
Yeah.
year? And he's like, I was well over 100. But you know, that's what he loves to do. But it's a great, you know, if you just another opportunity to get out there. I went shed hunting once. I didn't find anything. I think I went a couple weeks too early.
Did you?
Yeah. It was more of scouting out new spots than anything.
Yeah, that's one thing that we used to do with when Houston had this North Missouri deer property. These months would be like, hey, we'd go up and look for sheds, look at the deer property, be messing with like different, if we're looking at trails, just working on it, just paying attention to the property. We'd be doing that in these months because
Yeah.
the weather's just so off the wall. I mean, right now for me, this time of year, I'm over here getting tackle together, getting this kayak working on it. It's up in my garage, up on sawhorses, and I've just been running wires and doing all that stuff. So that's what I do
Yeah.
to get ready for that April. When I go, either I'm chasing the crappie on the spawn or fishing largemouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like once you hit April, it's like, okay, like we're in the clear. We got fish to catch. We got mushrooms
we
to
can
go
get into
find. We
some
got
stuff.
turkey hunting coming up. We could go scout
Yeah.
turkeys. But
Yeah.
the month of March, man, it's just tough.
You hit that spring trifecta.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
coming.
The Missouri Slam.
Do I need to bring in some trifecta for a podcast if I can make
Man,
it happen?
that would be great.
Oh man, that would be a great
Wouldn't that be a good
great
one?
lunchtime cookout.
Yeah.
We just shoot the podcast outside
In the
and we'll
parking
bring
lot.
in,
We'll have
I'll
a
bring
fish
in
fry.
some fryers. We'll do
Yep.
fish fries,
Turkey.
little turkey nuggets, on deep fried turkey nuggets,
And mushrooms,
and some mushrooms,
if we can find them. I got to find a good mushroom
some
spot.
Frank's hot sauce.
So yeah, I wonder. I mean, if I'm successful on April 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th, and I talk about what I'm going to go do, I might have to figure out how to bring back some wild turkey.
Okay.
But I'm heading to Texas, West Texas, to go hunt Rio turkeys. So it's kind of cool. My family's from West Texas, so I'm very familiar with the area. And I'm going back down there to go hunt some Rio turkeys, which I've never done before, just Easterns. So I'm excited to see that.
I've heard that Rios are a lot more talkative than Easterns too.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I got a bunch of mouth calls and pot calls on my desk that I've been messing around with, so I might have to go get all those out there and want to go chase me down a Rio. I'm hoping it's great. The only thing they told me to bring was snake gators.
Yeah.
So of their wrestling rattlers.
I'm going to go down with you and just walk around shaking the gobbler shaker the whole time.
Yeah, I've been training the dog more than I had earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Just lately. The
Yeah.
weather's getting a little better. It's a little easier to get out, and the time change helps too. Because
Yeah.
when I get,
How old is the dog?
she's a little over 2.
A little over 2.
So we're kind of putting the final touches on the learning process before we just kind of hone things in and really work on stuff.
Right.
So, with this being her first season hunting, I think a lot of holes in our training revealed themselves.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of a goal of mine this spring and summer to work through those issues as we're building on the foundation that we've got. But yeah, we're running a lot more blind retrieves and working on casting drills and really getting into the advanced stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, don't we? So Pat, don't we have something coming up on the podcast? Can we tease that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we put it out there for anybody interested.
In a few
That,
weeks from this podcast,
yeah.
in a few weeks, I think we have.
If all goes well,
Yeah.
and nothing comes up, we're gonna shoot a podcast April 11th with a buddy of mine that I know that runs a CWK.
Kennels.
It's like kennels
And dog
So
training.
they do boarding and they also do training, and yeah. So
That'll probably drop on like the 17th, I think, or something.
and
like
we're hoping to. That's the other part of it. Is hopefully he'll be able to bring up a couple of his dogs, and
that.
maybe Josh bring up his dog, and I don't know. It should be fun.
Yeah.
Either way,
Be a good
we're
time.
it'll be an active podcast.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, should we tell everybody about what's happening at the store in April?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we throw that out.
We're gonna throw it out on this podcast and the one we
Yeah,
just,
we're gonna throw it
just
out
keep
on
pushing
all
the
of
one
it,
we
them.
just the one
Yeah.
we just did. But
So
Fishing Frenzy.
The Fishing Frenzy, at the Rogers Sporting Goods store location in Liberty, Missouri, April 15th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We'll be doing our.
Fishing.
It's
sale.
called the Fishing Frenzy, but it's a big. That's the culmination of the event. It's a big fishing event, so the ad will come out. If you can't make it that Saturday, you can still take part in.
Tuesday through Friday.
A giant, huge ad that will come out on the, I guess it would
Tuesday.
be the 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 11th.
Yeah.
Whenever we're
Yeah.
recording
It's a busy
that podcast.
day.
It'll come out the 11th. The ad will drop, and then it'll culminate on Saturday, a big event. So we've got all sorts of stuff. There'll be games to play. There'll be giveaways, and we've got a World Championship barbecue
Oh yeah.
that day. So we're serving up some lunch. Be
Yeah.
pretty inexpensive too. So don't worry about, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, but we got some food there.
Yeah.
And that'll be 11:30 to 1, so you can stop by for lunch. Free entries into a bunch of giveaways and
That'll be
sales.
good.
Obviously, sales are the big thing.
Yeah, sales are the big
I
thing.
mean, there's
crazy
plenty of
prices
them.
on lures and then rods and reels and
we
everything.
actually. I was teasing Chandler. I'm like, we're just going to need to put an end to the ad.
Like, you
we
can't
could
keep
just
going.
keep going. I'm like, at some
Eventually,
point,
the whole
we're
store's
putting
on sale.
We're putting the store on sale. So But it's been a few years, we've had stuff going on, and I think 2020 we did the 40th anniversary.
Yeah. Like a fishing
like
sale.
a fishing sale.
But I know COVID in the middle of that, there's some spring times that you guys weren't even open.
Yeah.
But we haven't done one since.
Exactly.
all
So
those
we're
times.
trying to, we'll be rocking and rolling.
Yeah. So you have
so
some
I'm pretty
giveaways,
excited.
which would be pretty cool. And what?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to name brands, but are they winning rods and
No,
reels?
there'll be a rod giveaway. There's a combo giveaway.
Combo, rod and reel combo. What about that?
We're going to do a
fishing trip?
swag pack, Rogers
Yeah.
gear alongside a Lake Fork day trip, fully guided fishing day trip. We're working out the kinks on exactly what it's going to look like, but
Yeah.
so there'll be plenty of giveaways. All you got to do is show up to do those
Yep.
and come say hi. So there'll be a long cast competition.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to spill the beans, but there's a long cast competition.
Yeah, if you're a bait cast,
Who's setting the mark? Like, are we having somebody to beat?
we had the winner the last time we did it, and of course, there's variables depending on what weight we put on there
And the wind and,
and
stuff.
the wind
Yeah.
and things. So I mean, it was in the 70 some yards the last time we did it.
Yeah,
but
I
that
remember.
could change because, regardless of how we throw it, as long as the rods are all set up the same. But I know Dave was talking like you and him were bombing them last year.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think we're going to try
when we did that, me and Dave were sending some lures.
Yeah, they were well over 80. So
I think we should have like me and Dave or somebody, Tommy, whoever's got. I don't know who's going to cast the farthest, but we should get some of the big slingers.
yeah,
And set a mark to
send
try to
them
beat.
over I-35.
If anybody beats the mark, we should have a pretty good prize for that.
No, you should do one with a Barbie rod too.
But
I don't think it's that fun to throw 20 yards or 10 yards.
Yeah, what I might try to do is try to get it to where that weight, like a long cast, would be in that 50 to 75.
Yeah.
because
We
at
should
some
have like
point, yeah,
You should have like a pro, like not like a pro, but maybe maybe Greg could set a mark or something like that. But or
right.
just have like something to hit potentially for like a bonus package, and then we should probably do divisions for youth too, youth and
Well,
ladies
there
or
is,
something.
yeah. I mean, I've got enough giveaways that we can do some divisions
Yeah,
if we want to.
yeah. Just imagine a little kid out there bombing
Yeah.
50 yards or something.
And then you can come out and practice. I'll have a little area set up for you to practice flipping.
Yeah, little flip cornhole game or something.
Little cornhole boards you can practice at different lengths, just to
There's got to be a
have fun.
good game that you can challenge your partner, like a challenge somebody.
Well, I
like,
do have a challenge game set up.
Yeah.
Instead of horse, it's
Yeah.
called fish. And so I'll have a course set up, so to speak, of different things that you can cast to or make different casts. And so, like, you and me would team up, and I'd go first, and if I hit it, then you
Yeah,
have
you
to
gotta
try to
hit it.
match it.
Yeah.
It'll be all sorts of stuff. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds like someone would be ready to cast
Yeah.
some reels and
yeah.
buy some lures.
It's coming up, so that would be the week to come in.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you can't make it Saturday, you can come all week. So, and take part in those
On the sales. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Saturday is the big day with all the events.
Saturday will be the day with the giveaways, the barbecue, the games.
And
All
you,
that stuff,
You will
so-
have a page of turkey deals.
Yep. I mean, we're 2 days from the opener in Missouri. Is on that Monday. So
It's got-
there'll be a page of some turkey sales I threw in there.
Yeah.
There'll be rod and reels. There'll be life jackets and marine electronics and baits and fishing clothing. And
Yeah. Someone commented on the event saying, "Oh, it's on opening day. Why'd you do that?" And I was kind of confused because it's not on any opening days technically, but Kansas opens on the 14th, and this event's on the 15th. So somebody's opening day, like their opening Saturday, might be on
Maybe
the
Iowa?
15th, and I don't know. Yeah. But I know Missouri opens the 17th, which is the Monday after the event. But Kansas looked like it opened on the 14th,
Yeah.
which is that Friday, which is I didn't know. I don't know why they'd open on a Friday, but I don't pay attention to Kansas as much as I should.
We're going to be doing another podcast. We'll have a special guest on for another podcast we're doing. But a lot of people do ask about the, are you guys going to ever do the hummingbird seminar, things like that?
Yeah.
But what I would like to tell people is, one, no, we don't have that in the works for this year.
Not for this year.
Doesn't mean we won't bring it back.
I think we should bring it back next year.
But two is we do have some individuals at the store that can give you great one-on-one.
They can pretty much do a personal seminar.
They can do a personal seminar for you.
Yeah,
if you spend as much time as you need trying to go over graphs and how they work and things like that. So, just because we're not having that seminar doesn't mean you can't come in and pick our brains and learn about it. Hummingbird and Garmin are the two that
big ones we got
that we house in store. So
those hummingbird seminars were fun.
They're a blast.
We would get
and I like pizza, so
we'd get free pizza from Hummingbird and 50 people, and everybody's listening to the pro up there talk about advanced tips and stuff for really how to use that sonar, side imaging and down imaging and what all that means, the cone degrees for
like
each
if you
different
wanna,
one, and all
you
the
want to learn
crazy
some stuff.
Yeah,
and Dave starts going through it. Like I've stood off to the side listening to some of this, and
it's crazy.
I'm like, he can teach you some things.
So put that down on the list, Pat, for next year.
April
schedule
15th.
It out.
April 15th. Mark it on your calendar, and make sure you come by and see me and all that. So
I'll probably be there for a little bit.
This is kind of funny. So I was, just because I'm always clicking to look at stuff, but as outdoor enthusiasts, and granted, we don't do any crazy backcountry. Well, you have.
Mm-hmm.
You've done, some elk stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I did do one elk trip. It was guided though, so it's a little bit different. But I was just thinking. So I ran across a story, and I was wondering how we would fare. So this guy was on a hunting trip in the Amazon jungle and got lost, and he survived 31 days out in the Amazon jungle by eating worms and drinking rainwater that he'd collect in his shoes.
Huh.
I was like,
I mean,
do you think you'd go a month before someone found you? Do you think you?
It depends. I mean that's stretching it. I mean, he's eating worms and he's collecting rainwater. In his shoes, which is.
He was 30 years old. He got lost in the jungle after becoming separated from his 4 friends. I was like, that's a long ways to get.
I just know if I'm in that type of area hunting, I'm going to have a life straw or some type of water filtration system on me.
Yeah.
So if I don't leave that kind of helps you not have to drink out of a shoe.
Right.
Maybe a Garmin InReach would be nice to have.
And if
I'm
in those areas, I'm usually with the Garmin InReach. Okay, but besides that, he got lost and he did it the rough way.
He's eating worms and insects, drank rainwater collected in his shoes. He said he also
was he
had
hunting though?
If he was hunting, he should have a gun or a bow.
He
or
was
something.
out hunting in northern Bolivia.
So why couldn't he kill something?
Well,
that's not an earthworm or whatever type of worm they got.
So
down there.
I'm gonna get to that. He said he also had to hide from jaguars and pecaries. It's a type of pig-like mammal.
Huh.
So not only that, he had to hide out in the jungle, trying to survive.
He's the top predator, but there's other predators in the area.
He lost 37 pounds, had a dislocated ankle. Obviously, he was dehydrated, and then a search party ended up finding. But speaking of the,
I wonder
if he was on a hunting trip.
Yeah.
Let's see. He dislocated his ankle on the 4th day. That's when he really got nervous. He only had 1 cartridge in his shotgun.
What did he do with all his other ammo?
I don't know. Maybe his buddies had it.
Did he get lost from
and he
his
used
pack?
his last cartridge to scare off a squadron of Pikaris, which are those
The pigs.
the pigs.
And
we're not just talking about your little family barn pigs.
No.
You know, you're out in the jungle. I would have shot one of them.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
what's the
Instead
scaring
of scaring them off.
Why don't you knock one of them down?
At least
anyways.
try shooting.
Shoot one, and I'm hoping you. I mean, do you not have a knife?
He said
on
he's
you
given up hunting
to dress
for good.
what you're killing. What?
Yeah.
Who goes on a hunting trip down there?
He's given
like,
up
what are you?
hunting
What are
for
you?
good.
What are you going after?
What did he get himself into? Like, did he go with Did he go with a buddy who had the tags or whatever, and you're just kind of like support, and then all of a sudden you get lost, and now you're never going to hunt again because you don't. I don't know. It's crazy.
See, that's where. So, you hope you talk about it when you go on these trips, but if you're in a group, for him to get the only one separated, you know, like, hey, you go this way, we're all gonna go this way, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd like to know how the one person got separated from the other four guys.
I mean,
they
Running
all
from
left.
a pig.
No,
Yeah.
I mean they're probably like, okay, why don't you go look over here, and then
it just looks all the same.
and then
probably
he goes
super
over there
thick,
and
too.
looks that way, and then they go a different way, and
See,
then
this
and
is
he tries to
where-
find them, and he's directionally like spun around, and he goes the wrong way, and then all of a sudden now he's
All of a sudden
You're
but
off.
that's where whistles or things like that where
yeah.
because as soon as you realize you're lost, you're probably still within a distance of,
Yeah.
you would hope, where you could whistle.
I just can't imagine he doesn't have a knife to butcher one of those.
Yeah,
What do you call them?
The
Pikaris or
Pikaris, if I'm saying it right, but the jungle would be the outlier here. If that's a little bit different world
yeah
in the
And-
Amazon than being lost out and
potentially being chased down or trailed by a jaguar is not cool, but
yeah, like if you're lost out in the, not saying it's not terrible, but if you get lost, depending on what time of year, but out in the Colorado Rockies,
yeah.
I feel like the Amazon would be a little worse.
Yeah, I mean, you're out in the Rockies. I guarantee you go downhill and you're going to find a road.
Go down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty.
I mean, it
fairly
might take you
clean
a while,
water,
but
that's where we talk about, some sort of Garmin
InReach, yeah.
InReach, something like that. You talk about Onyx, things like that. I
Yeah.
don't know how well Onyx is working in Bolivia, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
but
I don't know.
at least for the United States, like doing some backpacking style stuff,
But yeah.
having that survival gear, bringing a few things like
I mean,
that.
when we went out and backpacked in Colorado. I mean, I had Life Straw, I think, or I'm trying to remember what brand I had. I think it was a Life Straw or something like that. It was from Sawyer though. It's whatever we had.
Yeah, Sawyer's little water filter
Yeah,
straws.
well-
They make different ones.
But yeah, I had that, and that's what we were doing out there. And we had a way to get water. We were pretty confident in that, and we weren't drinking out of a shoe.
You never know when tragedy's going to strike or a mishap's going to happen, but it does.
It can, yeah.
And so you don't know when that time's going to happen. Like you watch Alone.
Oh yeah.
It's
I've
a
seen that
great show.
Yeah.
But like, and these people are like the best of the best.
Yeah.
At surviving. But one little misstep, a guy, he hadn't been there an hour and misstepped on a rock, twisted his ankle really bad, and he knew, I'm done. I'm not going to be able to go and do what I need to do.
Huh, yeah.
When you twist an ankle at home, okay. Twist an ankle and you're by yourself and need to survive, there's a lot of work to be done. You just know that's it. Like, I'm not going to be able to go 100 days out here with a
point.
tore up ankle.
And maybe that's the case on this Amazon guy. Maybe he wasn't moving very much, and he was pretty much having jaguars and pigs come in on him,
Oh my gosh.
and he's pretty much just sitting duck.
At night in the jungle when everything comes out to eat,
Yeah. Be pretty awesome, I think.
jaguar
No, I'm out.
come
I'm not.
come sneak up on you. Anyways, I just ran across that, and I would like to think that I know enough to. I think I could get by for a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know. A month is quite a long time.
I mean, granted,
I'd like to think I
he did
could
it
go,
right. I mean, I know he twisted his ankle, but I mean, I'd be eating worms and drinking
be
out of a
eating worms.
shoe.
I would just be drinking. At some point,
I know-
you're gonna drink any water you find.
Yeah,
And-
I know in
and
some way I'm going to be trying to make this rainwater thing get a little bit better. Where I'm
You
going to be
get-
using these big ass leaves, and
Yeah, you get an infection
out
from
some funnel
that.
system.
You get one, but you're
Yeah.
gonna have to drink water.
I don't know.
So I'd hope to think I could go 7 days.
you never
The
know.
fire would be the tough part if it was cold and you needed a fire
Yeah.
to keep warm. I don't know the
Are you a
whole.
Boy Scout?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I never learned the stick and string.
You never, the stick
Deal.
and string deal. Yeah.
Yeah. A spark, I might be able to
you could
get
find
by.
the-
Like if
the
I had the
proper-
flint.
Yeah, if you can find the proper
Yeah.
materials to
and
get a
find,
spark on
like
the-
some of that
yeah.
dried out peat moss and things like that you could
Anyways,
use as kindling.
well,
Okay.
sucks that that guy's not going to hunt anymore, but
Yeah, he's done.
I figured he'd have a little bit more
Hey.
on him than on a hunting trip. Knives, more bullets.
Well, did it say where the guy was from? Is he from the U.S.?
No, I don't think so. Because he was
Yeah, I guess
after 31 days, he spotted a search party 980 feet away and limped towards them through thorny bushes, shouting to draw attention.
well, I wonder if he was really hurt that bad.
Could have been.
Like where it was like
There's not much more.
he was
beyond
sitting on the
that.
ground and only thing he could do was dig up worms.
It's kind of what I'm thinking. If he dislocated his ankle,
Was it a sprain or dislocate or?
I think he dislocated it.
sometimes those can be pretty nasty.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And I
he's
don't
out-
know if I would have the willpower. I probably would if I knew I was going to be
he
stranded.
could Tarzan with those vines over there and
Yeah.
swing across the jungle.
But like, can you imagine your foot's hanging off 90 degrees from where it should be, and you got to twist that thing back into place?
Yeah.
Yikes!
Hopefully it wasn't that bad. Anyways, interesting story, Pat.
Yeah, Pat.
I have a more United States local story that's really wild.
Are you sharing that or not?
Is this turning into current
Yes.
events with Pat?
Sorry. I'm going
That's all
down
right.
a loophole.
Hey, it's fine.
Let's go.
So a Montana hunter is under fire for posing with a skinned husky puppy.
Yeah, this happened.
Yeah,
Months.
I
She
heard about this.
Claims she mistook for a wolf.
Yeah. How long ago was this
She
posted? 'Cause
proudly.
This was
I know this was a little while ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that until just now.
just
but
now. What
I'm sure a lot of people probably have.
what source are you getting this from?
It's the Independent.
Gotcha.
Credible.
But
I'm
definitely
guessing it really happened. I mean, they got her name.
Yeah, we've heard about this, and there's a lot going
Okay,
on.
so that just I just.
Well, I guess some listener might not know what's going on if he could fill them in.
I
you
mean, the
kinda
bad
did.
part is, she says she would have shot the dog, anyways, even after knowing it was not a wolf. She left people in shock and anger after she proudly displayed the carcass of the dog she shot, dead and skinned, mistaking it to be a wolf pup on her hunting trip. Well, there again, too, like, it's a wolf pup. I don't even know if I know there's wolf hunting.
Yeah, if you
It's
read
like-
in it, was it just a husky or was it it
woman
cross?
announced-
Was it blended or whatever?
It's not a poodle. It's
There's a lot more to the story. If
love
they cover this on this story, I think there's a bunch of these huskies or this let
they just got let
loose.
loose.
out there, and
Gotcha.
and I don't know if they weren't. It wasn't like shooting
Right.
somebody's pet husky, you know.
You
But I'm
think
not
it was
saying-
like a wild,
It was. I think
like
it was
crossbreed?
Feral.
feral.
Feral would be a good
I don't know if
word.
they were purely grown up wild, but they were released out there. They were roaming
Okay.
the landscape. Probably, if I remember correctly, I feel like that was the case.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was. I don't think it was handled correctly on social media.
Yeah, that's probably
That was the
Never
biggest
is.
thing.
Yeah,
But
I got you.
yeah, just a weird story.
Well, posting anything, like, I think that kind of comes with the territory now, with the way social media is. And I like, right? I post pictures because you're excited, whether it's a duck hunt or,
Yeah.
shot a whitetail with my bow, or, right? We take
Yeah.
pictures to commemorate the hunt, and we post it, for your buddies to see or whatever. And nowadays, a lot of that comes with backlash.
Yeah.
Not as much with, your normal game animals, but you see it a lot with individuals that do African hunting.
Yeah, exotics.
So you really see that a lot. One picture, and it could just change your world because you're just getting inundated with backlash.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised with how big my social media reach has grown to be. I haven't had many issues with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I figured
True.
I would have, but it's kind of surprising that I haven't. Maybe it's just like a one-off comment on an Instagram reel. It kind of goes a little viral, but
Yeah.
normally
Yeah,
not
the-
getting hate messages in my inbox.
And
good.
for the most part, it's probably a great option to you post it, and there it is. You leave it alone.
Yep.
And not read through every comment that someone.
I am waiting for the posts around teal season, and this is, not good, but I get a little chuckle out of it whenever I see the teal limits that are not all teal during teal season. But that just goes with we need to have better bird identification,
Yeah.
because every year I see Facebook posts of teal limits in there, and they got a couple non-teal birds in the picture. And,
Be careful to not.
I get
Yep.
yeah, not good. I mean, I understand if you're a new hunter and you're working on bird identification and not plumed out spoony flies right into your spread. There's ways to know that it's not a teal, but sometimes
Yeah.
it can be mistaken.
And it happens super quick.
Yeah,
But
But-
that's another thing. Not the bird identification, but kind of staying on this, like, as conservationists and outdoor enthusiasts and hunters that we all are, like, there's enough backlash from outside groups that I hate to see it from inside the.
yeah,
Like, you see it a lot when it comes to bow hunting versus rifle hunting,
Yeah.
crossbow, this, that.
yeah. The whole crossbow thing.
The anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, it's always an ego thing. And who cares if it's legal and that person enjoys the hunt that they're doing, and it may not be for you. That's fine. But we should all be helping ourselves, because we're just doing a disservice by bashing other individuals for the way they hunt.
Yeah,
And it doesn't help us because we already have our backs against the wall.
yeah. We're constantly battling
Yeah. And a lot of
to
people
keep our
don't
traditions
realize
and stuff like that.
Yeah, how much the best conservationists are hunters. That's a fact. I mean, you can look up the numbers and how much money is put into wildlife research and helping keep national parks and helping,
Yeah,
most of that comes from hunting. So when I see people battling, like the big one was the huffbuck, and he'll share the story, and because it was a, the record for the United States, and because he shot it with a crossbow, there was all this backlash, like,
yeah.
and I'm thinking, but we don't do that when you see someone take a whitetail with a rifle
Yeah.
during rifle season.
That's just a weird one. I don't
But,
know what
but
it is about-
because it's like, would it be different? Would people not care if they classified the crossbow then as a gun. And
Yeah, I
then
think it would.
that
I think the
solve
archery hunters.
problem.
I think that group that you're talking about that don't like
It's
the
because it
crossbow
goes under
legality.
the archery
Yeah.
section. But my thing is, yeah, I understand it. It can be easier, but it's legal.
I mean,
and it gets people
You're
into
still
the
hunting
outdoors.
deer. Like Dustin, he still had to get that deer within 40 yards.
Yeah, it's
He
not
still
like
had to play the
right.
wind, wear the right scent, be camo,
Sure.
not move, get in the tree stand,
And
get outside.
let's be honest,
You know.
none of us, or I say none of us, but to be true and go old school, like he would say, or like
Yeah.
a lot of people, I mean, unless you're doing it with a old stick and string
Yeah.
or spears, we're
Yeah.
all using, I mean, I see rifles too, and they're shooting out
Yeah.
800 to 1,000 yards on some of these long rifle hunts. So, and I'm like, oh, cool. It's
Yep.
exciting. You know, but the back and forth, the bashing, these Twitter wars, and everybody, social media warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever. So don't read your comments.
Keyboard warriors.
Stay away from comments. They just give you a stress headache, anyways.
Yeah.
It really is like that with every community. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, anything
Right.
from gaming to sneakers to cars to hunting. I mean, everything has
It's just
Yeah.
people
a
want
community,
to.
and everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
But
not
we
all-
should all really try to stay in this ground together. So,
Yeah.
Patrick, you're gonna run for president in 24.
no,
I was gonna say, Hayden, when you post these, do you put a timeline like Patrick's soapbox at 40 minutes at
Yep.
30 seconds?
Oh yeah,
well, I don't know. I just wanted to bring it up.
No, you're good. No, it's 100%.
So Patrick, what are you gonna do this spring? What are you gonna do? Fishing? Turkey hunting?
I'm gonna go
find
on
some mushrooms?
vacation
Oh yeah.
first, real quick next week.
Does Turks and
So we
Caicos
get
got
that-
turkeys?
Get that out of the way. I don't think they have much of anything. They got wild donkeys
Okay.
that
Is there
go
a season?
through town.
No, I'm kidding.
The last time I was there, we're literally, I mean, there's just donkeys walking through town. They walk around, but I don't think there's a season.
No, I'm kidding.
But speaking of wild dogs, like there's a lot of dogs,
Really?
you know, in a small island. So I'm gonna get that out of the way because I like to do a vacation around this time, and take a little break from the cold, rainy, up down weather, and go enjoy the beach.
Relax.
Although I would like to do that, but man, you want to talk about a cost, but is deep sea fishing.
Oh yeah.
And there is opportunities to do it down there. I'm gonna have to pass again. I need to know going into it like a year ahead of time that's what I'm gonna do. That way I can save up for it.
yeah.
Get you a little coffee can that says fishing trip.
Yeah, maybe some shore fishing or something, you know. But I really would like to get out there. So
Yeah.
You
go
know,
on that next week.
Should
and
rent
then,
a paddle board.
There is paddle boards.
There you go.
It's all free to use. So
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna be out there. I've never been on the stand-up paddle board,
It's a lot harder than you think it's gonna be,
so
especially in the ocean.
I'm gonna try it.
All right.
Some snorkeling, all that stuff. So
That'll be fun.
yeah,
You got one of them. I mean, I know phones are decently waterproof now, but you got one of those life proofs or whatever those little bags or boxes you put your phone in.
I don't.
You don't.
No,
I was gonna say you need to bring back a
I have
video
a
of you on a,
GoPro, and I'm
Yeah.
not technically sound, so I couldn't tell you how to use it.
That's all right.
It can't be that hard.
You turn it on, hit the button on top,
Yeah,
and hopefully it's on a decent setting.
yeah. And so
But I was gonna say we need some paddleboard video of you trying to balance and stay on top. But
I'm gonna look like a big walrus out there floating around in the
I just didn't
ocean
want
like
you to-
shark bait.
I didn't want you to lose your
Shark
phone
bait.
in like
Wah.
12
Shark
foot
bait.
of water.
Wah. Yeah. So we'll do that when I get back. That'll be a good break, and then it's go time. You got 2 weeks until the fishing event,
Yeah.
but I'll be as soon as I get back, I'll be getting into doing some walleye fishing
Ooh, that'll be fun.
and really crappie. I was
Yeah, I
looking
need to-
back at pictures last year, and me and Dad started catching some crappie right at the beginning of April. So I'll get that going,
Yeah.
and then that'll lead me right into spring turkey, do some mushroom hunting, and then just fishing the rest of the year until start thinking about
Yeah, if we get
bow hunting again.
some really, really low wind days,
Yeah,
I might go out and do the walleye stuff myself.
yeah.
The reason I say that is because like
Like
where
doing the nighttime
yeah, like
dam.
yeah, if you're going out by the dam, you know,
Yeah.
where the walleye are staging and stuff, if
Yeah.
it's really even if it's decently windy with a kayak, that's like where
Yeah.
the worst of
It
the
is.
waves and all that's at. But if you can get a really, really calm day, you can get out there, you can maybe troll if you want. You can just go back and forth and back and
Back
forth
and forth. Yeah.
What are you throwing for walleye?
It's like a
depends.
F11, F13, like
Yeah.
a Rapala crankbait. Just like
Crankbait, got
just
it.
like just like a shallow water stick bait.
Yeah.
Flicker shads.
Flicker shads, and then you can also throw like jig heads, like certain weight jig heads and stuff. And
How many crankbaits do
But
you
that's
lose in the
for
rocks?
That's for you can lose a lot.
I might,
But I'm fishing from shore.
yeah. Some guys fish from the
boat.
from the bank. If
And
I can
they'll
get out
just-
there on the kayak,
These guys last year started out deeper and they just followed it in as the sun went down.
yeah,
And they just kept going back and forth because as it gets darker and later,
yeah,
they come up to the rocks and you'll see them because you'll just wear like a
headlamp.
headlamp. It's like green, just turn the green on so you can see. And pretty soon you just see, walleye with its eyes popped up out of the water, just swimming, or they swim right by you. But yeah, you're gonna get stuck in the rocks or hit the
Yeah.
rocks. But it's cool. It's so much fun. It's a lot of reaction bite.
Yeah,
It's not, the males they get mad, and so they just attack your bait. You're not the true walleye guys that are hardcore. They love to wait till after the kind of spawn's going on and the walleye start heading back out. There's some guys at the store and they really get after the good ones.
and we're all amateurs down here. I feel like
I'm
you go up
super
north.
amateur.
We go up north. If anybody's listening up north,
Yeah.
in walleye country,
You
man,
can laugh at me.
Yeah, we're over here. It's
When
like-
I went up to Minnesota and I'm going again this year, that's in June. So I'm going to hit and I'm going to mispronounce this, and I've had people from Minnesota, but this is the way I say it, Lake Cabdagama, which is very northern Minnesota, but I'm going to go up there to hit the spawn for smallmouth. And because I've always gone later in the year in September, so I'm going to go in June and do that. But you talk about walleye, and it's funny because if you go up to Minnesota and ask for some insight into smallmouth areas to fish, and they're like, you can catch walleye over here. They live walleye.
Yeah.
Where down here, it's all
Largemouth or
bass.
crappie.
Largemouth, crappie.
Yeah.
So it's totally different.
we're lucky to have Smithville have walleye. So
Yeah, but it's fun, and I'm super amateur at it, but it's fun to catch, and they're great to eat.
last year
so.
I caught a 28-inch walleye. Hayden
Nice.
can drop the picture on the video
Boom.
right now, but I'll have to throw that on Discord. But
Get you some of that right there.
yeah, that was a really good eating fish.
Are
I
you
think we
guys
made
getting
tacos.
Are you guys getting pictures on Facebook of everybody catching crappie right now, or is that just me?
Might just be you.
Because people are just slaying them right now, and it's killing me.
I imagine.
Because
Where at? I mean, in Kansas.
Kansas, yeah.
Yeah.
it's killing me because I haven't had an opportunity to get out, and I know that if I do go out, I'm not going to catch anything
Yeah.
You can.
because
Does your boat have a track system?
no,
Dang it.
I wish.
I was gonna say I could totally bring my life scope and just mount it to the track.
Oh, we could figure out a way.
Dave at the store, his favorite time to go crappie fishing is December.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not as many people are out there. The fish eat way better. It's super cold. You got to fish them deep,
Yeah.
but he loves it. And they'll go out and catch limits.
Yeah, I just don't have a boat that's really set up for it.
I'm a
problem.
bank guy. And we can get into a little bit of this in the other with our guest later. But I see structure by the shore and I fish that.
There you
talking
go.
about- yeah, that's what you're
Like And I'm super novice with we were talking about like
Contour.
learning your
Yeah.
hummingbirds
Yeah.
and stuff. I'm like, here's where I'm at. There's the depth I'm at in water temp.
Yeah.
I don't have anything fancy either, so I just don't know enough about it to decide what's a fish or what's what.
Yeah. I spent a long time going to Lake Fork in the summer. I don't want to get too far into this because we'll go over this on the next podcast.
Yeah.
You'll hear this on the podcast we probably released before this one, but
Yeah.
I spent a lot of times in the summer fishing, and the fish are in 30 foot. You know, sometimes I'm down there in July. Well, I was, and then I'd have to learn how to catch them when they're in 30 foot of water.
That's my deep sea fishing.
But we've had days where, you know, we pull up and we find fish in 30 foot of water. I dropped a drop shot down
Yeah.
and pulled up a 9-pounder, and had
That's
days
crazy.
with the 1 ounce Carolina rig, you know,
Yeah.
little bubble fry on the end, chartreuse pepper.
So that's what I got going on.
No turkey hunting?
I will some.
Yeah, you can get out there.
A few.
Yeah, I think
I haven't been lucky the last few years, but they're out there. I mean, I got lots of turkeys where we go.
I think my eastern turkey hunt in Missouri is going to start with the kayak. I think so.
It'd be cool.
Josh, what do I need for Kansas? Do I just need turkey tags?
You just buy over-the-counter
license and
tags.
I got
turkey
that.
tag. Yeah.
I got the first part. I just need a turkey tag.
I don't know if Kansas draws for turkeys.
Probably
though.
just
I
buy
don't know.
over-the-counter
Maybe
tags.
I remember years ago, I just bought a turkey,
They might still
tag.
be over the counter. I don't know.
but I don't know.
All I know is our turkey numbers are way down.
Yeah, I know.
That's another teaser.
But I got my hunting and
Podcast
fishing.
we're
I
gonna
got my
do.
hunting and fishing for Kansas for the whole year. Because when we went
When we
Shoot.
went goose hunting.
Canada's, Lessers, and Big Honkers
Mm-hmm.
in January. Was it February or January?
January.
Yeah,
think it's just-
I bought the
Just buying
The
a
whole season.
non-resident turkey tag.
whole year. Yeah,
Yeah. Is it one is the limit out there?
yeah. Anywhere close to here.
Yeah.
I mean, 2. I think you're almost
Kansas
in
is...
Wyoming.
I think there's only like 2 counties where you can have 2.
Oh, really?
birds.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nice.
Northwest, somewhere up there.
Coming up. I'm ready.
I'm ready. I
Get
got
get that spring slam.
Dude, I just want to catch crappie.
That's the best day in the spring is to shoot a turkey in the morning and then go find some mushrooms while you're out there and then go fishing the rest of the day and catch some crappie.
Yeah, and then
Like,
we're going
that's
to
a
do a
perfect-
podcast while we're cooking all of that at once.
That's a perfect spring day.
Yep.
And get it all on film too.
And we should almost have like a spring trifecta cooking show about what recipes that Josh has
Yeah, there's
thought
a ton
of
of
for-
different ones, you know.
we have.
So, but we'll do one when
Yeah.
we get save some crappie, morels, turkey, and we'll do a little
Yep.
cooking with Josh.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
It's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime for us.
speaking of food,
Yeah, speaking of food.
I'm gonna get a little shaky. But all right,
right.
we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Josh, outro.
It's been a while.
Ooh, yeah.
Make sure to follow us on social media, Instagram. We have a Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a
We,
Twitter.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely jump on the Twitters because
TikTok.
Hayden's over here tweeting now.
TikToks and Twitters and Facebooks and
Just look up Roger Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
Snapface,
Make sure to subscribe to the podcast if you're not already.
Don't have that one.
Oh,
Chat Snap,
YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
YouTube.
That one we do have.
Got to get on there. That way you can watch the videos of these podcasts.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, you can.
It's been a while, man. I lost my
Bit
rhythm.
different every time.
Yeah. Leave us a review, like the podcast, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Share it. Share it with everybody. Please.
Share it with your grandma.
Listen to Pat.
That's right.
I wouldn't even talk about robots. I'm just going to segue that into the next podcast.
Yep. Some robots. Be on the listen for robots.
We're going to,
All right, guys.
so everybody's going to be clueless on what I mean by that. That's
okay. It's a teaser.
Teaser.
See you guys.
See ya.
I think it's time for me